Hello guys, this is your girl Claudia aka Abna Charles Mboaba. I want to talk about the England versus Ghana game. Before I dig in, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by searching for Abna Charles Oscar 8182. You can subscribe, like, and then also share and watch my videos. So I'll just go straight in. I've heard so many people, social media commentators, journalists alike, all talking about the England versus Ghana game and the way Ghana defended in that game. Obviously, no team will play to the strength of the opponent, no matter who you are. So I think what the England people were expecting was Ghana to open up for them to score us like 10 goals to 2 to set a record in the World Cup. And that didn't happen. So obviously, these people are so angry at Ghana. So people are calling it the 18th century football. People are calling it the Catenaccio system, and I will call it discipline. Disciplined because the Black Stars players were disciplined, and then at the end of the 90 minutes, they all had one yellow card apiece. There was no red card on the Ghana side. And Ghana held England to a 0-0 draw, which I was so happy about because as I was still working, I was monitoring the scores on live score, and then anytime I saw the what did I call it? The score line as being 0-0. I was so excited about it. I was very, very excited about it. But then people were getting so angry about not Ghana not opening up. Ghana isn't the first country or the first team to play the Catenaccio system or the 18th century football, as Jose Mourinho would say. There have been so many teams that has played, especially in the final game or a semi-final game, which I'm going to let you know about. So these are some of the examples of the teams that play the Catenaccio system, or what I call the disciplined football, and ended up with the scores that the supporters like or the players like. First, I'll start with the Chelsea versus Barcelona game in 2022 of the semi-final UEFA Champions League game at Camp Nou, where the scores ended 2-2, Barcelona 2, Chelsea 2, and Chelsea ended up qualifying for their second UEFA Champions League. Obviously, at a point, Barcelona played Chelsea 83-17. Yes, the possession was 83-17. But then at the end of the day, Barcelona scored 2 and Chelsea scored 2. With Chelsea with a man down with the like of John Terry, who had a red card after fouling Alexis Sanchez. And then the game ended up 2-2 draw. And they are not the only team. Even at the end of the 90 minutes, Chelsea had 27 possession against Barcelona's 73 possession. Another team I would like to talk about is the Arsenal. So apart from the Arsenal fans, every football loving fans knew Paris Saint-Germain were going to win the trophy at the end of the day, apart from the Arsenal fans who thought their team was going to win the trophy for the first time. But then at the end of the 90 minutes, it was 1-1, and then Paris Saint-Germain won the game on penalties. Paris Saint-Germain has 75% of possession against Arsenal's 25%, which didn't even come close to Chelsea's 27% against Barcelona's 73% in 2012. But then people are not talking about this game. I don't know, probably because they play in the English Premier League or I don't know what. But no matter what, call it Catenaccio, call it 18th century football, I'll still call it discipline. Black Stars did what they needed to do in order to get a point, and then at the end of the 90 minutes, obviously we haven't played our last game though, but Ghana has still qualified for the round of 32 knockout phase, which is going to take place next week. So England has 79% possession of the game and Ghana had 21% of the possession. At the end of the day, England created 3 chances and Ghana created 1, and then saves were 2-2 by the goalkeepers. But then one will also ask, if Ghana was playing the Catenaccio system, why then didn't England also bring in all the attackers by taking their defenders out? Or were they also afraid of Ghana? Obviously, if you are complaining that your opponent is defending, you can also attack, because Ghana isn't the only team that has defended and then not conceding. They were disciplined because some teams also can defend, but then at the end of the day they go home with like 5-0 or they end up losing the game. So I will applaud Ghana by deploying that system and then getting the points out of that England game, because if Ghana had opened up, we all know what was going to happen.